Welcome to the Alumni Talk, our Deloitte Switzerland video and podcast series where we sit down for conversations with former Deloitte colleagues and friends to learn about their inspiring personal journeys and stories.
We have got Julia Messner here today with us. She is responsible for strategic projects at the CEO office of Radicant. She will tell us how her childhood dream of being a mermaid got her into sustainable banking, how a project at Deloitte brought her career full circle, and why people should consider sustainable banking over traditional banking. Julia will be interviewed by Sergio Cruz, partner at Deloitte Consulting and a former colleague of hers. A warm welcome to both of you.
Hi, Julia. Thank you very much, for being here today. It's great to have you as an active member of our alumni team.
Thank you, Sergio. I'm really pleased to be back here. It's always such a pleasure to be back in the Deloitte office, and thanks a lot for having me.
Fantastic. Should we start with the grilling?
Of course. I hope don't be too harsh on me, please.
Okay. So, first question. Can you tell us a fun fact from your childhood?
Fun fact from my childhood, I'm even almost about too embarrassed to mention, but when I was young, I always thought, I wanted to be a mermaid. And I was so fascinated by, all the beautiful fish in the sea and the colorful coral reefs. And that's why I'm even more convinced that we actually really need to do something to preserve these. And I think in many locations, we actually need to restore it to keep it for future generations to come.
Right. So I know which topic you're choosing is sustainable banking then.
Maybe, banking secrecy.
Why did you join the firm?
So I finally found my new home in Switzerland, and I started a job here at a financial services consulting boutique. And via this first job, let's say, I actually became aware of who is one of the major players out there, right? And it was Deloitte, and I was very intrigued by the profound expertise and experience of the team, of the FSI team in particular, and I really wanted to be part of it and experience all these amazing challenges that you're solving for very prestigious clients in the market here.
What is one of your favorite stories from the time that you were with Deloitte?
My favorite story or my favorite memory, I think it actually goes back to a project that I was able to do with Deloitte in Australia. So we had the opportunity to actually start drawing a new digital greenfield bank with our colleagues there. And this was just such a fantastic and also very unique experience. So you can, start designing a bank on a drawing board, and then you actually see it coming to life. Mm-hmm. So this is really fascinating. And at the same time, we also were able to make some time to explore a little bit Sydney and its surrounding. And I think this trip really prepared me well for the role that I'm doing now. So I'm very thankful for this amazing opportunity.
All right. So on that point, if you could name 3 takeaways from your time here with Deloitte, what would they be?
So I think first, believe in yourself. Second, it's really about teamwork. So I think you should embrace to learn from your team and collaborate with your team and build a strong network. And third, I would say that it is really key to have an open and entrepreneurial mindset, structure your ideas and sell your ideas most importantly, and then you can deliver really interesting and innovative solutions.
So after almost 5 years with Deloitte, you decided to go for another challenge. Can you tell us a bit more about what we are doing today?
Sure. So I left Deloitte and I started at Radicant, and this was just a very unique opportunity for me. It was the opportunity to build a bank from scratch. So we're about to launch Switzerland's first digital sustainability bank with Radicant. And I really wanted to be part of that journey.
Right. And how do you say that your Deloitte network enabled you in doing this role today?
So I think my network and my contacts with Deloitte are very, very strong. So they remain very strong, actually, privately as well as professionally. So I think I can share that Deloitte was part of our first, the getting the banking license. You were already involved with that. You did the Salesforce implementation with Radicant as well. And I think our collaboration and my network continues until today. So we were just launching the co-creation program together with Deloitte. So what that meant is that actually the Deloitte employees were invited to be part of our, or invited to get the app even prior to the public launch, co-create with us, and also we made available some of our SDG expertise and knowledge and trainings to Deloitte employees. And it will continue, right? And I hope it will continue. So we're now in the planning phase of an ecosystem event together. We're happy to have Deloitte with us. So yeah, it continues and it remains very, very strong, my network.
Fantastic. And looking at the business itself, what do you think are the biggest challenges of sustainable banking today?
I think there are quite a few, that there is no, let's say, universally agreed terminology of what actually sustainable banking means. So it means something different for everyone. And there are so many players out there, and they're offering like products and services claiming to be sustainable, while they're maybe sometimes not, right? So I think this is a challenge. Then obviously greenwashing is something you're facing when you are involved in sustainable banking, as well as like a very dynamic regulatory environment. So you always need to have an eye what's happening in the EU, what's happening in the Swiss regulations, and need to adjust accordingly. And another one I would say is also the perception of people still that sustainability and performance doesn't go really hand in hand. And I think this is just simply not true, or even the opposite, right?
What do you think are your best arguments for someone to consider sustainable bank as opposed to traditional banking?
Yeah, I think we are like in this very beautiful situation that we can say that we have a full orientation on sustainability. And this full orientation is true for banking as well as for investing. Additionally, you can also benefit from transparency with us. So we'd like to change what is now a bit in the market established, that it's not very clear what you invest in, what you pay for. So we would like to change that as well. So you see all the holdings, each and every company has an own SDG rating. You can spend a lot of time diving into the details here. And we also like to personalize a little bit. So we give the option to our customers to choose, for now at least, 2 topics that are dearest to their heart. So, for example, you could invest in life underwater or healthy ecosystems.
Can you expand a little bit on the banking side?
So what we understand for sustainable banking is really currently at least 3 things. So first of all, part of the deposits, of the client deposits, we actually invest them into green bonds. Second, part of your card transaction fees, they're funding sustainable projects. And third are actually sustainability-oriented features that we offer in our app. So we just recently launched our CO2 footprint checker. So for each transaction, you can see what's your footprint. And with this, we would like to make people aware, what is actually your impact on the world.
And what about the investment part of it?
So also for the investing part, we're fully focused on sustainability, and you might wonder how we do that, right? So we are actually using the framework of the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, and they are the most established framework, let's say, when it comes to sustainability, right? Because they were accepted by, I think, more than 190 countries. And currently we have a gap of approximately I don't know, I think it was around 70, a bit more than 70%. And this will more and more need to be covered by private capital and private companies, right? And so that's basically where our solution comes in. So we actually analyze companies, and we only choose companies that have a net positive contribution towards the sustainable development goals.
Mm-hmm.
And we expect that the demand for these products will increase in the future, and harmful industries might experience some more regulation, so some more adverse let's say circumstances for their business models. So I think these companies will thrive in the future, and that should also have a good impact, positive impact on the returns.
So what is the app that you most use in your phone?
It's an amazing question. Thank you for that one. Because obviously I can't name any other app than the Radicant app for that one. And I really use it on a daily basis because I love to, you have all your financial needs basically on at your fingertips. So you can check your balances. Obviously, you have a good feeling because you see, that the transactions you actually make have a positive impact. You see your CO2 footprint, and it's hopefully rather low. And on the investment side, I like to drill down, to see what is happening with my performance, what companies are in there. And to be honest, we're very agile. So we're developing in sprints, right? So every other day, maybe you open the app and there's something new to discover. So, yeah.
All right. Thank you very much for joining us today here and sharing a little bit more about Radicant and sustainable banking. And looking forward to test the app.
Super. Thanks so much, Sergio, for having me. It has been a pleasure as always talking to you. And I'm curious to find out how you like the Radicant app.
Thank you for joining us for this inspirational conversation. Hope you enjoyed it, and stay tuned for our future Alumni Talks with many more interesting guests.